Before we move to the red varieties, there is a little introduction I would like to do to them, because being part of the family, I call usually myself an apprentice winemaker because I spend most of my year running behind my father, learning from him. I also often have a pretty strong argument with him, and every time I got defeated. So but that's a good point of it. I think my father is really great, and so it's just a great luck to be able to learn from him. When I was 15, one day I came into cellar and there was a new sorting system. I wasn't into wine at all at that time. Studying high school, taking care of soccer and cars, whatever else but wine. And there was this new sorting table that with 6 people on the table sorting the single berries. And I asked him, "Dad, are you crazy?" Because I was thinking we could do different things. We could do pumping overs or more pickers in the vineyard, but just sorting a 2-gram stem or a little green berry. Now my punishment, because I'm working with him, is to be on that sorting table all the time. But I have to admit, I wouldn't go back to a simpler harvest, because I realized tasting the wines that really makes a difference. And so today, whenever it happens that I see a winery when there is no sorting of the fruit, I feel how lucky we are to be able to do the sorting. So what happens is the first sorting is done straight in the vineyard. It means each of us has to work with 2 cases. One case is for what we call prima scelta, so the top fruit. It has not only to be the best ripe fruit, but also small berries, the closer to the roots, to have more character, more personality into the fruit. And then there is what we call seconda scelta, and those are the bigger berries, bigger bunches, farther from the roots. And then whatever is not ripe or it was eaten by the bees is cut and left in the vineyard to fertilize. So the fruit comes into cellar separated, and then there is a second step, which is where my father works, and that's a sorting table for the bunches. So he takes off all the bunches he still doesn't like. I think he spent over there 90% of the time, 95% of the time. And then after this salmon, there is unfortunately this famous sorting table for the berries where I am. You can imagine how happy is my optician, because every year after the end of harvest I go there and I have to change my lenses because my eyes got worse. And you go to sleep and you dream of those berries jumping in front of you on the table. It's like getting out of a disco and still having the music. It's unusual because when I'm in college, what they tell me is the winemaking is about adding sulfur, is about adding things to the juice and then to the wines. But working with my father, I see a different possibility to do the winemaking, which is taking off whatever is not good enough. And what remains, so what will make all these wines, is so pure that our duty is only to help it remain in the same aging, but we really don't have, or we cannot improve it. It's all a matter of being careful and keeping it safe. So